Hey everybody, this is Bradley of Bradley Teaches, and welcome to the first episode of this new limited series, Bradley Teaches, Fix My Graphics. Let's go, y'all. Our first person is Mr. Rocky Corigliano, and he has a broadcast called The Rock Pile. And as you see here, these are his graphics. These are the only graphics that he uses because I looked at actually a couple of other videos to see if there's any more graphics. So the first thing that I would be thinking about is the subscribe button. That's an easy fix. You already get a subscribe button in YouTube, so you don't really have to add another one. You can even do a subscribe button in your brand colors, which I will guess here are probably the black, white, and gold because that's what I redesigned using. Also, all of the social media tags, you want to keep in mind that your guest may be watching your video on a mobile device. And on a mobile devices, which is the first place I saw these graphics, that text was really small and tiny. It wasn't legible. What I think you should do, instead of listing all of them out like that, is to actually add them into the description of all your videos. And then that way you have those links there and everybody can always get to all your other content. Another thing real quick is that the Rock Pile logo or logo bug is in the top corner, which is okay if you're on the screen by yourself. But once you start adding guests and things like that, that logo is going to be in your guest video space. So you don't want to have a logo that's going to invade the space of your guest. If you're going to have any kind of branding logos, you want them to be on your side of the screen. Also, one last thing, which is not really a graphic thing, but a visual thing. As you see here, you have a lot of headroom in your video. I would readjust my camera so I would fill up the space more like you see me filling up the space in this video. So with all those things being said, graphics that I made for Mr. Rocky Corigliano. So here is the first basic overlay, which is a frame overlay similar to what he already had, but I think this is a little bit cleaner here. I have his name prominent so everybody knows his name, to let them know that it's his show, it's branded for him, and he's good to go. Now, here's another thing that I want to talk about is because I saw an interview that he did with a gentleman and they used the widescreen format. I did a layout for that too, but this is what I suggest you do next time, right, for your guest. The first thing I would do is set up into a 2-window half screen setup like this with you and your guest. I will set this up pre-show before I start, then mute the guest. So now what I would also do is then use this overlay that I created for you. Now in this overlay, you can give the guest bio, the things you're talking about in the show that day, and give a little kind of just bullet points about what's going on. Then after that, you can now switch to the 2-window overlay that you see here, unmute your guest, and then you're ready to rock and roll with your broadcast. So that's what I would suggest as a potential layout. It gives you and your guest more room. You're both bigger on screen and you have a nice layout that's branded for you and it's clean. So that's the first thing that I would do. The second layout, which is the layout that you actually used, was the widescreen layout. So what I would do with that is still have the bar frame like you would use here. I'm going back to the single screen for this purpose. You have the bar frame, top and bottom, which you can use here. And in Restream Studio, you can combine an overlay and a background like you are already using. But I would use this one, something like this, that's branded for you with the microphones. But, you know, when we talk, we can change this. But then the frame or the overlay works with it. So the overlay doesn't cut it out. It looks like it fits in the overlay and you see the rotation of the microphones. So this is more of the layout that I would have for that. Still on brand, still you. The rock texture is throughout the whole thing and you have a background animation. So that's what I would do for my 2-window layout in both styles. The next thing is your 3-window layout, which I noticed that you had in one of your videos. So I would set that up like this, like we were talking about before. Set it up first with both your guests, mute them, then turn on the overlay. Talk about your guest, talk about what you're talking about today, the different things you're doing, then flip overlays. And so now you have another branded overlay for you and your guest. 3 windows, nice look, ready to go. So hopefully these are helpful for you. Hopefully it gave some other people that are watching this some ideas on doing their layouts and how to do different types of layouts and disguise your layout before you reveal it. So even with this kind of thing that I'm showing you now with the half filled and then reveal a 3-window layout by flipping them, that's just a kind of way to let your broadcast go through with a run of show that may be a little bit more enhanced and professional looking. So hopefully this was helpful. If you guys are interested in participating in the Fix My Graphics series, please submit your videos and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.